메이슨 선생님을 모시겠습니다. 이 데이빗 메이슨 선생님은 한국에 사신 지가 42년이 됐어요. 그런데 한국 산신을 연구하시는 분입니다. 경희대학교 교수를 역임하셔서 저하고는 개인적으로 오랜 친구입니다. 데이빗 메이슨, the mountain specialist, the shaman specialist, shaman scholars. He was in the professor at Kyung University. Now he has the website, so you can introduce us after your discussion. Okay? So 그럼 메이슨 교수님의 큰 박수를 모시겠습니다.
Thank you, thank you. We've been asked to keep this short, and I will. You can read the full text in your book if you wish. Next. First, my own record. Take a screenshot if you need to. Next. First of all, I'd just like to thank Dr. Yang and the other prominent people participating here and our sponsors, the wonderful guests. Thank you all for being here and welcome. Next. Now, for my own recommendations for what we might do for this museum and Korean shamanism. Next. Okay, greater public recognition and attendance for this museum. It should be better known than it is. And I note in particular, we're nearby some very popular tourist attractions up here. The Hanok Village, Jingwansa Temple, Samcheonsa Temple, the Westgate area. A lot of people do come up here. More visitors should be able to visit this museum and should know about it. Next.
Yeah, you can close the mic, please. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do it this way. I can't really sit down while I'm talking. I get too agitated. All right, now, for the future activities of the World Shamanism Forum, I'd like to propose in the next few years, create a Hall of Fame for Korean shamanism. Now, we can't do it for all global shamanism. That's too big. That's too many. But just for Korean shamanism, the prominent manshins of the 20th century and 21st that have made Korean shamanism into what it is, and the professors and scholars who have contributed towards moving our knowledge so much forward, both the Koreans and the international ones, perhaps just those who have passed away already, our forebearers. We should have kind of a Hall of Fame display. It can be both physical in a room and also on the internet, just a page of photos and accomplishments. Next. Okay. Turning to promoting a positive image of Korean shamanism in the world, the role that it plays in Korean society, kind of upgrading instead of an old-fashioned superstition and some, more associations with witchcraft, but putting out the very positive role that shamanism actually plays, the benefit it does for the people, and its representation as a part of Korean culture and the Korean ethnicity, promote that to a higher level. Next. And as academics here, advocating for a deeper and more accurate research on the wide varieties of Korean shamanism, breaking the stereotypes that are often that just one particular kind of shamanic practice is the standard of Korea, when that's really not true. And there's such a variety, such a depth and many different forms that are valid and useful, and that it's still evolving, that it's a modern thing that is still very much alive. And every year we're seeing new artworks and new shaman spirits uncovered and new practices being done, and we should keep up with that as far as the variety and the evolution. Next. Okay. Nope. Back. Yeah, the legalization of shamanism then. We should really be advocating for this. it's weird to think that shamanism is actually illegal in a lot of the country. Still, in Seoul, certainly, shaman shrines have to pretend to be Buddhist temples. You know, this one is legal and authorized and all as a cultural place of cultural history, but in much of the nation, it's illegal. I know 4 or 5 places around Korea where it's been legalized by local governments, and that's really wonderful. They come out of the closet. They get manifest admitting directly this is Korean shamanism. They're not hiding anymore, and they're much more welcoming to visitors. It's wonderful, and we should encourage this by local governments around Korea to legalize shamanism and let shaman shrines be open and public. Yeah, it'll be a long time before that gets accomplished in Seoul, I'm sure, because of certain government influences, but there's a lot of Korea where this could be accomplished. Yes, next. Yeah, following from this recognition, the role, I'd like to advocate the role of Dangun within shamanism and as a shamanic figure. We just passed the holiday of Geumseong last Tuesday and celebrate. It's still not celebrated on a very big public note. What happened last Tuesday? Did the president make a speech? Was there a big festival downtown or in the Olympic Stadium? No, nothing. And that holiday should be much more promoted, and the idea of Dangun spread to the international community as a symbol of Korean ethnic unity, which I think will be very important in the future as North Korea and South Korea someday move towards a peaceful unification and reuniting the Korean people. The image of Dangun and this whole story, the idea of a common root of the Korean ethnic group will be very important. Next. Further, recognizing the Sanshin, the mountain spirit, which I've spent 40 years researching here, and I do believe is the very center of traditional Korean culture, like a spider web of cultural items, and they all connect at the center to the mountain spirit, both shamanism, Taoism, Buddhism, Neo-Confucianism, and all kinds of Korean spirituality, and the idea of Dangun, the Korean ethnicity, is wrapped up in Sanshin. And again, it gets very little public recognition, and the government does not recognize Sanshin as a symbol of Korean culture at all. It is not yet officially recognized, but it's really just about the most important deity of this nation. And I would, before I fully retire, I would really like to see Sanshin be recognized as a key part of Korean culture. Next. Okay, and going further from that, I've been a professor of tourism my career, and I want shamanism included within Korean tourism. Now, not to make shamanism into something artificial Disneyland, but yeah, I'm almost there. Second, last paragraph. Not to make it artificial, and this includes this museum, tourism, some international tourism. It shouldn't be ignored. Shamanic places should be included for those interested, with specialist guides to explain things, translators and such. It should be a part of the Korean tourism industry. It isn't. It really isn't. Look at the government tourism websites, nothing. And it should be included, and things like Geumseong holiday, there should be festivals that include the international visitors. Next. And thank you all very much for listening. And please, I'd like you to chant together with me just one time. Please repeat after me. San Wang De Shin.
San Wang De Shin.
And because we're at the Geumseong Shrine here, also Geumseong De Shin.
Geumseong De Shin.
Thank you very much. Next. Yep. Next. Okay. My website if you're in here. Thank you.